What is good, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video, and in this one, I want to give you guys a very important warning about Tesla and the overall market as we're seeing some new developments. Let me mention that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you are guaranteed 7 free stocks, and the offer ends in just 5 days. Anyways, for the market, something very, very interesting is happening. So the market pumped very, very hard after Nvda announced its earnings. SPY made a new all-time high, hitting 534. That's a very, very important level. And if anything, we actually failed to break that level. And I did call that out. I said that we had to hold this level for the market to continue to push. If we failed to do so, then we could turn back down to fill this gap. And that's what's happened so far. We actually failed to break past 534. So in Tesla's case, what essentially happened to Tesla is when you look at the 1 hour time frame, what you'll notice is that Tesla got this big rejection since yesterday. It rebounded a bit and established a lower high, forming a bearish divergence right here. And then we got another big red bar. So I said in my video to be bullish on Tesla, you want to see it hold 182. If we held above that for over 1.5 hours plus, we easily could have pushed up for 185. And if we ended up losing and getting a rejection, losing, 178, I'd be watching the 200 EMA at 176.7, followed by 175 if we lost that. So those are still the levels for Tesla. Nothing has changed. And as you guys can see, Tesla fails to hold 182. So with that happening, with the market getting a rejection, now we're going to be looking to see how the trends are kind of shifting from here. Now, as far as technicals go for Tesla, we're still holding support decently. It's not like Tesla's crashed or anything like that. But I'm going to be calling out some very important levels to watch for and what's happening right now because there's a very, very big shift in the markets. So Tesla's support right now is this 200 EMA on the 1 hour time frame, 176.7. If we lose this or hold below this for at least 1.5 to 2 hours, then yes, I could see Tesla dipping down to at least 175, if not 173. So I'll be watching to see how well we hold around this area. If we do bounce, watch 178 as resistance. This is where we had this bounce right here yesterday. This is previous support becoming resistance at this 178 zone. Then we have 180 and 182 as resistance. Overall, Tesla's showing some weakness. That's because the market's also a little bit weak, and because Tesla got a little rejection here, so the share price is kind of struggling to hold up. We didn't really get a major catalyst to really help Tesla explode. Nvidia did help Tesla bounce a bit, hitting 182, but it wasn't really enough to help this continue to hold up. So with that happening, and with some negative news continuing to come out, excuse me, Tesla is still a little bit weak. So just be very careful with the weakness that's developing on the charts. Watch just the support and see if Tesla ends up continuing to fall. Just know that right now there's a lot of bearish momentum building, and that could end up continuing to affect things. For SPY pumped up to 534, but we failed to hold above. I said we want to see this thing kind of dip and then try to break through that. Had we broken this, yes, we could have pushed more, but instead we got a big rejection. So now we're actually right over here in this 530 area. Our key support's at 529.5. If we lost that, I'd be looking for a move all the way down towards 529 then 528. We have resistance currently at 530 and also at this 530.8 area. So right now, with us kind of just shuffling right now, I do want to note that there's some weakness right now. There's been a lot of sideways price action between our 50 EMA right over here, the yellow line right here, which is at 530.58. Between there and about 529.5. So we've been going back and forth between those levels, but there is some weakness on SPY. There's a lot of bearish momentum being built, and that does favor that there might be more downside coming, at least temporarily. Now, for the overall trend on SPY, if this thing were to fail to break 534 again and again, then there could be a rejection coming. The market could actually dip a little bit more. If we don't end up doing that, if we just continue to shuffle for some time, when we manage to break through that, then yes, we could remain bullish. As of right now, the market kind of struggled to break that resistance, and you could see how tough resistance is getting, at least at the moment. For Nvidia, this thing is still pretty strong. We're still breaking out towards 1040. It temporarily caused the market to push, but it wasn't enough for the market to hold up. The market struggled to maintain these levels, and Nvidia is still pushing towards 1040, still approaching all-time highs. I'll be watching 1050 above that, followed by new highs as well. So Nvidia is still bullish, it's still strong, it's still outperforming the market. For the QQQ, it got a nice push all the way up to about 461. I said for this to continue, we have to hold 461. We kind of failed to do so, and because we lost 459.5, I did say if we lost this, look for the gap fill. That's what happened so far. We came down to fill the gap. Now our resistance happens to be at this 458 area. We also have supports down here at 457, followed by 56, which is very, very close to where our 50 EMA happens to be right over here. If we end up losing that support, I'd be looking for a move all the way down to about 454.5, around that area. But right now, just know that there is a little bit of weakness on the chart with this big red bar right here, and we're kind of turning more bearish, so just be very, very careful. For Apple, Apple has a left shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder that formed. We did call out this potential right shoulders to see if we'd bounce or not, and we got a rejection instead. With Apple dipping all the way down, there is potential for it to dip a little bit lower to get very close to the lower 188 area. So that could actually slow things down a bit more. So just be very careful with that so far. So that's something else that's worth noting. Market is still kind of shuffling at this lower range. For Amazon, we got a little rejection right here, dipping towards 182. If we lose that 182 area, we could get very close to the 180 area. Coinbase got a little rejection, pushed all the way up to about 240 and rejected back down. Because we're below our 50 EMA, there is a risk of it actually dipping more. Our support currently is at 221. This 0.382 retracement area could dip lower. That's previous resistance becoming support. If we lose that, I'll be looking at the 200 EMA. And then we also have Meta. Meta is showing a little bit of weakness as well. Our support happens to be at 465 and then 463. We have resistance currently at 468.89, followed by 469.5. Overall, a little bit of weakness on Meta, kind of turning a bit lower, but so far it's kind of shuffling at the 468 area. Uh, that's pretty much it for what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to give you guys a warning about the weakness I'm seeing on the charts. Tesla, so far, okay, at the time I'm recording this, we're trying to hold this 200 EMA. We're actually holding it for now, despite the bearish momentum. So let's see if Tesla could hold this or not. I hope Tesla does hold it. And we'll be very, very optimistic for now. So we'll see how things go. Looking at SPY, trying to rebound a bit, but just be careful because we're still approaching resistance and we haven't broken past this high. So there's a sign of a rejection that's coming. If we make a lower high right here, then we could continue to dip a little bit. So just be very, very careful and be very, very mindful of this. So we'll see how things go. SPY is just kind of range bound. Tesla's trying to hold its support, and let's hope for the best. So we'll see how things end up developing from here. With that being said, make sure you watch the levels I call out, and just know that there's a little bit of weakness in the markets right now relative to before. Did we get another big push to the upwards direction to break the all-time high? Yes, I was correct about that in my video from yesterday. I said we should be breaking to a new all-time high. And if you look at SPY, we did break the all-time high. So did the QQQ, so did Nvda. However, we weren't able to hold it. That's the only thing. We pushed to it, but we weren't able to hold it. There's no way I could have predicted every single little meticulous detail in my video from yesterday about how this would end up developing. So that's the reason why I give you guys intraday updates and kind of try to be unbiased when talking about levels. And that's why you should always try to chart your different levels, at least moving forward. All right. So anyways, thank you all so much for listening. I really appreciate you guys. Just know that the market is currently in a very, very critical state, and we'll see how things develop from here. For Tesla, still holding this critical support here, so make sure you watch this 200 EMA on the hourly time frame. Let's see if Tesla holds this support right here. So far it's holding up decently, but things could change later on, so let's hope for the best. All right, so let's see how things go. Let's hope Tesla holds up, and I'll remain optimistic no matter what. Thank you for listening, and peace out.